Mhm. Yeah, they have. In fact, I wanted to hear the brother tomorrow. What's his name? The speaker at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. Uh,
Yeah, he's on CNN a lot.
yeah, that's him.
Oh goodness, I forget it. I can't. I just seen the commercial like right before I came down into the office.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
what is his name?
yeah. He's good though. He does a good job. He just did a special. Who's this here? Everyone, we are live. Okay, thank you, Brother Chris said we are now live. This is good. Thank you, Brother Chris. We've got it all together. Hey, we're here at the Writers Workshop. I'm Nathaniel Gadsden, and this is a program that comes on every single Friday night from 7 until 9 here on The Voice, 17104 Harrisburg, with our fearless leader, the Reverend Chris Thomas. Thank you, my brother, for doing what you do. And tonight we're going to talk about a lot of things, and we have some very special guests on. And the first two special guests that I have on are ladies that are just making it happen in all kinds of ways. I'm so glad that God gifted me with their presence and their gifts. We have some stuff to talk about. I'm going to introduce first Sarita Henderson, and then, of course, my buddy, and that is Nicole Wilkerson as well. Nicole hooked Sarita and I up, and we've been working together on a very good project. And I'm going to ask Sarita first to tell us about this very special project we're working on. And you're muted right now. There you go.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm so blessed and honored to be here. And Reverend Gadsden, thank you for all the nice things. And of course, Nicole Wilkerson, you are an amazing sister to me and has always been ready to help everyone in the community. So I appreciate it. So we are excited to announce that Reverend Gadsden and the Writers Workshop has and will be in July having a digital magazine. So no more paper. You can get right online. You can see all the happenings. We'll have anything from short stories to poems, what's going on in the community, so many different things that, he's done in the community. So we're able to get that where you have that every single month. And we have all the writers and everyone else that wants to submit submissions to that, they can do so. I wanted to give you guys what we're going to have is any submissions from you guys in this community and as well as everywhere. I mean, I know Reverend Gadsden wanted to incorporate any and everyone that wanted to write. I know that they had the Black Wall Street was going on and that was no longer. So he wanted to keep things moving right along. So me and Nicole got together and we're like, how about we do a digital magazine? And lo and behold, I was able to put that together. So I'm excited for this for the first time. And I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity. So we will have some information. I think Nicole will let you guys know where you can send information and submissions to, but I wanted to give you just a heads up. This digital magazine, like I said, it will go live in July. Since it is the first that we're doing, we're going to have, and we're going to make sure that every month that we're doing this, that the submissions are required for them to be in by the 15th of each month. Then that way that gives us enough time if anything needs to be edited or anything needs to be added or we need to put a couple more things together. We have a little bit of leeway, to go. I don't want you guys to run and say, hey, can we just do it to the 20th? I definitely want you to meet that deadline. Then that way, if we need anything else changed, we have a little bit of leeway. So with that being said, Reverend Gadsden wanted to make sure that, some of the short stories, we're going to give you anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 words. And you got a little bit of play with that for those short stories. And as far as poems, anywhere between 300 to 500. I know sometimes you get in the realm of writing and you just go all over the place with it and you just want to get it all out there. So if you could give it to that a minimum and a little bit over is fine because I can always work that out. We would appreciate it. Along with that, anyone that's being spotlight in the magazine, we would also like you to send us a picture and a small bio of information. That could be just 2 to 3 sentences or something, just to, kind of clearly explain where you are and what you're doing and why you're so excited to be a part of this and what you've done in the past, as well as sending us a photo of yourself. And just make sure that that photo is actually in a PNG and JPEG form. And that's about it. I'm just ready and I'm excited.
All right. Now the 15th is next, what? That's next, like Thursday or something like that?
Yes, it is. And you guys, this time around, since I will let you know, this is what I do. So I have no problem. So I'm going to give you a couple 5 days to get it in after that, just so that we know that we're getting all the quirks and everything else. And some people might just find out about it and then they're trying to hurry up and submit something. So you guys got to the 20th just this time. Okay.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I got to get to writing myself. I'm up to talking about everybody else. Wait a minute now. Got to write something. And Nicole, tell us all about the advertisement and all that good stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm just overwhelmed with joy with this digital magazine. This is going to be groundbreaking for our area. And it's not going to be, it's groundbreaking not just for the fact that we're putting something out there for everyone to see, but groundbreaking as far as giving the poets and the short story writers an opportunity to spread their wings and be spotlighted all over the world. Because as you guys know, Reverend Gadsden is very well connected. So he's going to be able to spread this magazine to people in other states as well as in other countries, because we actually have people in other countries that watch his podcast and that watch his shows. So then, of course, they're going to be connected to this digital magazine. And that's where I come in at. So I'm with Nicole is Making It Happen. And one of the things that I specialize in is marketing. So we all know that when you're reading a newspaper or a magazine, there's always ads, right? Ads pay the bills. Commercials pay the bills for TV. The same thing with digital magazines. The ads will pay for the magazine to continue. So we will have places for you to spotlight your business, to advertise your business. And what's nice is that these rates are going to be extremely affordable. So not only will you be able to place an ad for a quarter page, a half page, or a full page, but you could also do a banner ad. And banner ads are something that a lot of people are not used to doing. As far as newspapers and magazines, they're used to banner ads just being on websites. Well, we're going to offer those banner ads for the magazine also. And we're going to have special pricing for the first edition. And just like Sarita said, with the poets and the writers, you have till the 15th of every month to get your ad in. You'll also, to get your poem in or your story in. You'll also have that time to get your ad in. But we are going to make an exception for this month because it is our first edition and we're trying to work out all the kinks and things. So you will have until the 20th. Now, some people, especially people who are new in business, small businesses, or people who are not used to advertising or don't have an advertising budget, sometimes you guys get a little intimidated and you don't want to advertise because you don't have an ad, or you don't know how to produce an ad or what's supposed to be in the ad. Guys, don't worry. We have solved that problem for you. We will do everything in-house for you. Sarita is like an ad guru. So Sarita will make your ad for you. All you have to do is give her all of the information. Now, there will be a small fee to produce the ad for you, but the thing about it is not only will you be able to use that ad in our digital magazine, but you can use that ad in any other print that you want to advertise in. You can also use that ad and run off copies to distribute throughout the public or in your store if you have a storefront or other places in the public or where you think your customer base frequents. So that is an amazing service we're going to offer. And trust me, when I say that no one will be able to beat our prices, no one. And I will stand firmly on that. No one can beat our prices on Sarita producing your ads, and no one will be able to beat our prices for advertising. So for the first month, there will be a special pricing. After that, you will be able to purchase a 3-month package or a 1-month package. Totally up to you how you want to do it. But if you're interested right now, you can always email me at NicoleIsMakingItHappen.com. You can contact me on any of the social medias, or you can call me at 717-307-8272, and we can start talking about how we're going to get your ad in and how we're going to start growing your business. And if you need that ad produced for you, just let me know and we'll make sure that we get that happening for you too. But we're excited not only for the poets and for the short story writers, but also for people to be able to grow their business within the magazine.
Fantastic, ladies. You make me proud. You do some good work. This is good stuff. Hey, listen, I want to make a bold statement here. We are going to give a 3-month packet ad to the Voice 17104 Harrisburg for all the work that they've done for us to promote this platform. So the first 3 months, we want to make sure that the voice is in there. We're not going to charge them a dime. We're going to celebrate the fact that they've kept us alive when no one else would. And so, Brother Chris Thomas, I hope you hear that, my brother. You are
He
in it,
hearted.
'cause you're in
Thank you
it.
so much, Dr. Gadsden. I'm still trying to get my camera working. Good evening to everyone, and thank you so much. We're so honored.
All right. No, we're honored, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for what you do. And we're going to make that happen. But yeah, folks, you definitely want to be a part of this. You want to get your articles in. We all have a lot to say. Don't be shy. Say it, you know. Now, we won't allow profanity. I'm just going to be out front with you. I know that, you know, we have some things that we'll talk about as we, you know, develop and that kind of thing. There may be a choice word here. I get that, you know, but this is not a place where we're going to go into, you know, some of the ridiculous stuff that happens at times. We're not trying to mute anybody's creativity, but we do have a platform that has boundaries and is about intellect more than it is about, the shock value. And we want revolutionary thought. We really truly do. We want people who are thinking about change and making that change happen. And so we want revolutionary thought. We want people who are serious about community building and all that good stuff, especially in the African-American community, if I can be blunt about it. I'm opening it up to everybody, but I want to make sure that people know that this is a platform for the disenfranchised and for people who don't always have a voice readily, expressed and given platform to. So that's what this is all about. And like I said, this will be the first for Harrisburg. And I want Harrisburg to show up, show out, but it's actually a world magazine. Am I right about that? Anybody in the world that is within the reach of our voice,
Everywhere.
if you would like to be a contributor to this, is for you. Okay, it's for you. So anyhow, so we have up until, what did you say, the 20th, or what is it? What you said the 20th?
We're giving you to the 20th.
Don't tell me that. I'll be writing at the 19th. I'll be.
We're gonna give you to the 17th because we know.
Yeah, there you go. Give me to the 15th. Some pressure on my butt. Yeah, but now I'm looking forward to it, and this is going to be fun. By the way, we are, ladies, as you know, to my good brother, I'm going to turn to Brother Demir Finch in just a minute here too, and that is that we have a retreat tomorrow down at Elizabethtown College. And that retreat is, Ro, my goodness, I'm so glad to see her. But then that retreat is tomorrow. It's at Elizabethtown College, and it is from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. It's open to any and everybody that's serious about writing. It's at the Bowers Writers House, 840 Cottage Hill Lane in Elizabethtown. 840 Cottage Hill Lane, and Brother Chris is doing it. There he goes. Brother Chris created that flyer for us too, by the way. Look at that. That's a beautiful flyer. And again, it's 840 Cottage Hill Lane in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, right outside of Harrisburg, no more than 20 minutes outside of Harrisburg. And it's an actual house, that's designed specifically for writers. There's a family called the Bowers family that, dedicated this house. And it's a beautiful facility. Rose been there before. We've been there together doing different things. Wendy, so many good folks. Tomorrow's our first retreat in a while. I think, Ro, the last one we had was back in 2022, wasn't it? Something like that.
I think so. Yeah.
I think so too. Yeah, probably back in November or something. I don't know. But we had a good time. It was small, a little small gathering, but it's always a good time. Tomorrow we'll be featuring Terry Martinez, who is, first off, she's my oldest daughter, and she is going to talk about publishing. She is the owner of T-Dub Publishing. She published our latest anthology, and she's also an author. And so she'll be talking about a new project we have coming up. That's an anthology. And the anthology is lessons we learned from the voices of our ancestors. I'm saying that wrong, but lessons that we've learned from the voices of our ancestors. And it's open to any and everybody that wants to talk about a life lesson that you learned from an ancestor and what that life lesson is all about. So Terry will be talking about that anthology coming up. And also we're going to have Dr. Maurice Henderson, who I hope will be joining us tonight. He's talking about coming up around 2:00 to talk about the wonderful work he's done over the years. He's an excellent poet, performance poet, and also someone who is constantly, pushing African-American writers and writing, to the forefront. And Brother Neil Owens, I see you too, man. God bless you. Good to see you. All right. And so anyhow, tomorrow it's free and it's open. It's at Elizabethtown College. So say it again, it's free, it's open, And we hope that all of you who want to come out will come out. And if you get lost in the sauce, give me a call at 717-608-2312, 717-608-2312. That's Terry. And those are some of the books he's produced. And you can see even the Wordshop, the one in the red down there, that's our anthology. And so Terry will be doing a workshop starting at 1 o'clock. We will have a lunch provided by, the Wordshop, probably pizza or something, I don't know. But anyhow, that'll start at 12, and we're just gonna have a good time. The retreats are gonna be held every other month at Elizabethtown College, thanks to Jesse Waters, the executive director of the Bowers Writers House. He also produces one of the largest, poetry conferences on the East Coast at Westchester, University. So we're hoping to even make real inroads into that as well. So having said all that, again, ladies, any last words or anything else you want to add to the conversation before we move on about the magazine, which I'm excited about? Ro, did you hear that about the magazine?
No,
Okay.
could you repeat it quick?
Yeah, give us a quick synopsis, because Ro, I hope, will be one of our writers on a continuous basis. Go ahead.
So we're so excited to let you know that we are going to be having a digital magazine where it's going to incorporate everything as far as the writers' workshop, those artists and poets, short stories and all of that anybody can do. They can submit them. We have, and Nicole will have the information as well. You can submit that. Everything is due by the 15th, but because this is the first time, we're giving you to the 20th to do so. You can shoot over a picture with your small bio as well. We're also doing ad advertising. You can do those and send those over in JPEG and PNG form, but we are excited. This is a great opportunity for Reverend Gadsden and everyone that wants to continue to write to submit so we can do it every single month. So that's what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Oh, great. Yeah, I definitely want the information. I miss writing for the Black Wall Street. I would love to. And I've been cultivating some short stories again. So yeah,
Good stuff.
definitely.
Well, yeah,
Where
Bro's a
do you
great
send
writer
it?
and a prolific writer. Hey, Brother Neil,
Yeah, where do you send it?
where do you send it? Go ahead, either Sarita or Nicole, where do you send your article?
Can you put it in the chat box?
No, we're going to have you send your articles to Reverend Gadsden because I want Reverend Gadsden to approve them, because I know there will be certain themes that he's looking for each month. So he has the last word. So he'll be approving all of the articles. And once they're approved, then Sarita or myself will notify you to let you know that your poem, your short story has been approved for that particular month. And that way you could be on the lookout for it.
Can I switch that around just a bit? I want to ask that we send it actually to Sarita, and then Sarita will contact me. We'll put our heads together, the three of us. Actually, we could look at them and just make sure that we're going to, include. We're going to include. And I don't mind having the last word, but if you send them to me, I'm one of the worst, email readers in the world. I'm sorry. You don't
Okay, no
send,
problem.
please
Well,
don't send them to me. Not first, anyhow.
Sarita developed.
We'll work that out. Because I just know my limitations on that. But anyhow, Neil, you got to send us some stuff, brother. You got to do it, man. We got to have you out there, brother.
Yeah, where do I send it to, Sarita?
Okay, so you guys, here's where you can send it to, and I'll put it in the chat as well. You can send it to Writers Wordshop Online at gmail.com. That is Writers Wordshop Online at gmail.com.
Yay!
Right. All right. And I knew she'd already sent that to me. That's why I knew that was the plan. So, but, yeah, we'll look at all the stuff. Well, listen, again, ladies, thank you so much for all that you do. We'll be talking. Stick around if you can. I mean, if you have time, hey, stick around. We have some very special guests. I'm going to talk to my brother Finch here. By the way, let's all introduce ourselves. Brother Finch is on for the first time, I believe. Is this your first time on?
Yes, sir.
Mayor?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Very good. And Brother Finch was being introduced to us by the way of Dr. Maurice Henderson, who is an outstanding poet and also someone who is really a promoter of African American writing and culture. He's a good, dynamic brother out of Philadelphia, and I hope that he will join us a little bit later, along with another guest that he had hoped to bring on. Neil, do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Oh, hi, I'm Neil Owens. Born and raised in Washington, D.C., now reside in High Point, North Carolina. I'm a novelist.
And a very good one at that. Nicole?
Hi, my name is Nicole Wilkerson. I reside from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I'm with Nicole is Making It Happen. And I specialize in coordinating events, marketing, and social media.
And I always got to add, and she's a proud graduate of Howard University.
No.
I love Howard. Okay, wonderful. And Ro?
My name is Ro Brady. I'm soon to be leaving Harrisburg in the end of this month. And I'll be relocating to Washington, D.C. I've been here in Harrisburg probably for over 40 years. I am a poet, a novelist of 9 books, wrote for the Black Wall Street, published in several publications, and a retired educator.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We're going to miss you, but I thank God for Zoom, right? We're going to stay in touch, I hope.
We
Very
will.
good.
Yeah.
Yes. Sarita?
Hello, everyone. As you have met me, I am actually in the Stilton area, have been here for over 30 years. I specialize, as Nicole had mentioned, flyers, ads, social media, and digital magazines, and also websites. So I'm proud and happy to be part of all of this. So if you guys ever need anything, just let me know.
Fantastic. And Brother Finch, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. Thank you. My name is Daimir Finch. I am originally from Columbus, Ohio, but I've been in Philadelphia for about the last 4.5 years or so. I'm the co-coordinator for the African American Male Wellness Walk, our annual walk here in Philadelphia. And I also assist with running a few nonprofit programs in Philadelphia. And I'm also a HBCU grad. I went to Central State University in Ohio.
All right.
That's good. All right. Well, listen, I know Brother Henderson, invited you on. And so I want to give you the floor and give you the chance to kind of tell us about, some of the things you're doing, and appreciate you being here tonight.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you for having me. So I just wanted to kind of come on and shed a little light onto the event we're having next week, which is our second annual African American Male Wellness Walk, 5K walk/run. With this walk/run, we're trying to save Black men's lives. We know that their white counterparts on average live 12 years longer than them. So these are my uncles, my mentors, fathers that we're speaking about, all from preventable things like colon, high blood pressure, and cholesterol, things like that. So all preventable things, and that's what we're going to be testing for out there. So during this event next weekend, we'll have free health screenings for everyone, no matter your race, your color, your size. But our focus is to screen at least 350 Black men in the state so that we can actually walk to save some Black men's lives. And that's why I'm here today. I appreciate you for having me, sir.
Excellent. So where's it exactly going to be held in Philly next week?
Yes, sir. So June 17th, we'll be walking on Temple University's campus in the Aramark building. So that's their indoor football facility. And then we'll be walking through the neighborhood.
Nice. Excellent. And listen, 350, I think you said, African-American men. That's the goal,
yes,
but and beyond, right?
Yeah, and beyond, that's the threshold. So we at least need to get there.
I hope that listen, best to you, man. That's so desperately needed. And I said, here's one. When you start listing off some of that stuff, I'm like, hey, you talking about me, and that's serious. People are dropping left and right, and we got to be real careful about that. I'm due for a stress test, and with a couple of weeks here, I'm supposed to be getting a stress test because of some things, And brothers, listen, we just got to tell the truth about it. We can't hide behind it. We got to get out there and get involved. But also we got to go deep inside and check ourselves before we lose ourselves. And that's a serious thing. And when did you guys first start this?
Yes, sir. So this started in Ohio 27 years ago. So this will be our second annual in Philadelphia, and we're in 17 different cities to date. So this is the third for this season. We've had Houston, and we've had, I believe, New Orleans in the third walk is in Philadelphia.
So we can move this around then. If we wanted to do something like this in Harrisburg, who would we contact?
You can contact me.
There you go.
Yes, sir. We can get something going for sure. It's a
Okay,
great cause.
That's great. That's great. Well, listen, let's make that happen then, because we have some dynamic young men who are doing a lot of good work here in Harrisburg. Guys like Keontae Ricks. I spent some time with him today. He's an excellent poet, brother who has been through the system and is really taking it on in a lot of different ways. But also he's energized a lot of young men around him and older men as well. So I could see him as kind of spearheading this along with some other guys, the Loop organization. What's his name? Anthony Burnett and his wife Melissa. They're doing good stuff. We have a group called Breaking the Chains. A lot of good brothers who've come up out of the system, and they're doing great work here in the community. They know how to mobilize and get people going. And these are guys who are taking seriously their health. They work out and all that kind of good stuff. So this is good. Neil, down in your neck of the woods, man, would you think something like this would resonate?
Yep. Anything, anything positive resonate. I mean, we have we have a lot of Black people in High Point. And so anything like that would definitely resonate. And how do you pronounce your first name?
Yes, sir. Dimir Finch. So
Dimir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that would definitely, that's positive. Anything dealing with for our people, man, all positive. Everything that's is positive for Blacks. What it's all about, man. It's good to see young brothers doing that type as well.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. Stay strong on that.
I appreciate it. So while I'm on here, I definitely wanted to shed light to another program that we're running in the state of Pennsylvania. We're in 8 different counties. It's called the NEON program, dealing with non-custodial parents, helping them find sustainable employment and wraparound services. We specialize in making sure that someone can not only take care of their child and their child support, but be able to live a normal life. So meeting somewhere where they're at to help them find sustainable employment, sustainable wage, or a sustainable salary, so that they can live a happy life.
Is that a nonprofit organization?
Yes, sir.
What's the name of that organization?
So the name of the nonprofit that I work for is the National Center for Urban Solutions.
National Center for Urban Solutions.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm sorry I have a PowerPoint being put together, and I just needed to make sure that we're making sure we get this thing together. I'm doing a presentation tomorrow morning, and I got to make sure I have it together. So, Dimir, tell us about other things that are going on down there in Philadelphia. You may know about some Juneteenth or anything else that's popping in Philly.
Oh yeah, perfect. So that whole Juneteenth weekend will be packed with events, definitely positive for the community. So leading into the weekend on that Wednesday, we're doing job prep for the biggest job fair that'll be in the city, and that's going to be next Friday, June 16th, and that's going to be in that same Aramark building, which is the indoor football facility, which will be the biggest job fair of the year. I want to say the biggest job fair of the year. So on that Wednesday leading up to the job fair, we're doing all job prep. So we'll be doing mock interviews. We'll be giving away free clothing, business professional clothing, anything, resume printing, resume prep, all of that to get ready for the big job fair on Friday. So then on Friday, we'll have that big job fair with over 150 companies and employers looking to hire some of our untapped talent in Philadelphia and surrounding counties. And then that Saturday, we'll be walking to save Black men's lives, June 17th. That's when we'll have our 5K walk/run, looking to screen at least 350 Black men in the state or in the area. With that Sunday, a picnic and some more. But trust me, the weekend is jam-packed with positive events.
Damir, can you put your email address in the chat?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I appreciate that. I missed some of that. We, like I said, we're doing a PowerPoint here, and person doing it for me got a little stuck and needed some clarification. I'm glad she called. Want to make sure that thing was right. Good stuff. Do we, I think when people mute themselves or go off camera, I think they kind of disappear on my screen anyhow. So Brother Demir, he's still there, right? You still there, Brother Demir?
Yeah, he's putting this
Oh,
email.
I see it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes,
good,
I'm still here.
good,
So
good. Excellent. How about you, Ro? Is Ro still with us?
I believe she is.
Okay, good, good. Yeah. All right. So, let's talk poetry scene, man. What's going on in the poetry scene down there? I know, Dr. Henderson's always on top of it, but you also have a poet laureate. Have you met her yet?
I have not. Dr. Henderson is going to be introducing me to her very soon. But I know he's working on a few things, and he's going to have a few people that's going to do a couple pieces at the event on Saturday. I believe around
Nice.
10 a.m. That should be going on. I think he has like 4 to 5 people doing a couple spoken pieces.
Nice. The poet laureate, I don't have her name in front of me right now, and I did reach out to her, but she literally was here last night, featured at what's called the Midtown Scholar Bookstore, which is a massive bookstore, beautiful. And I had no idea that they had 3 of the poet laureates, one from Philly, one from Lancaster, and one from here in Harrisburg. And they all, did a reading. I was already tied up with another event, so I didn't get a chance to, but I understand they're all dynamic, 2 African-American women, the one from Lancaster, one from Philly, and then Hispanic brother from here in Harrisburg, so hats off to them. But good stuff. Now, have you ever met Dr. Sonia Sanchez by any chance?
I have not, but I would love to.
Yeah. That's one of Maurice Henderson's mentors and mine as well, as far as I'm concerned. She is now in her 80s, doing well. I hope she's still, doing very well. But we've had her here in Harrisburg any number of times, and I know Maurice took classes with her and all that, from her and all that. Philly is loaded with just extraordinary, talented people, and so just continue on, doing what you do. One thing that I always liked about Philadelphia was they used to have the Black Writers Conference. It used to be at the Philadelphia Community College, and then they moved it to Temple. And I don't know if it still goes on or not. It started with Robin's Bookstore. I think they may still have that open, I'm not sure. And then, like I said, it went to Temple University and all that. So I hope that they still have that going on some way, shape, or form. And if they do, I want to come down and be a part of it, So, yeah, so. Ro, how are you doing?
Oh, just busy. My son's been in the hospital all this week.
Oh,
Between going back and forth to Hershey and packing and trying to, I just got off the phone with Maria. I was supposed to, they're doing a performance for Juneteenth performance down at Narcissus Theater. And I was supposed to direct that piece for her. And I told her, with trying to move with my son's unexpected illness in the hospital, it was just way too much. And my husband was like, you're really going to have to settle yourself and, focus on this.
yeah.
Yeah. So I
Bless your son. I hope he's okay,
he's been there all week.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah.
At Hershey Medical Center.
Yeah. So I've been running back and forth with that. And it's just between that and coming home and packing. And I was like, I just need something relaxing to do for an hour or so. So I was like, I think I'm going to writer's workshop. I was just going to sit down for a minute and just chill out. It's just been a lot.
Wow. Well, thanks for sharing that. And, we'll keep him in prayer. I'm a chaplain, first and foremost. So that's what we do. And so let us know if there's anything we can do. But okay. Wow.
Yeah. I felt so bad because Maria and I have been doing so much together for the last couple of months. And we went down and looked at the theater and kind of mapped everything out. And I told her we were supposed to have a rehearsal Monday, and then they're there now. And
Tell us more about that theater company, because it sounds fascinating. It's what's the brother's name that's running that?
Frank Henley.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's funny because his sister is an associate minister at our church. So I've known her for years, and I met him a few years ago. but this will be his grand opening for the Juneteenth celebration. And then Hair Story will be performing 3 of the poems for the Juneteenth performance. So they'll be on, I guess, I don't know if it's going to be the first, but they've got about 40 minutes to perform 3 poems. It's going to be June the 14th at 7 o'clock.
Thank you. That's what I was going to ask you, because I want to see this theater. Where's it located, by the way?
It's 312 Chestnut Street, downtown on Chestnut Street, right across from the Pennsylvania Place apartment complex.
And it is an African-American theater company? Is that what it is?
Yes, it used to be the International House.
Oh, that's
So
where it
he
is.
modeled it. Yeah. When we were there, he had just started reconstruction, building a stage and making it more of a black box theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing stuff. And so in Sankofa, I know they're still doing that thing and everything. So Harrisburg is coming up a little bit here with theater.
Yeah, they are.
Sankofa. Wow.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. And say the name again of his theater company.
Narcissus.
Narcissus. Okay. Because there's Nawuzi African Art Gallery. And when I first looked at it, I said, wait a minute now. And that threw me a little bit. So it's 2 different names completely, actually. But Narcissus and Nawuzi. Nawuzi is located up on 3rd Street for 3rd and Verbeck, I believe.
I stopped by, but I really just didn't get to get the full experience, because when I was working in that area, I just didn't have time. It's like now all the stuff that's happening in Harrisburg and I'm leaving.
And that's something. Well, I went by, I've never been in Nawuzi Arts Gallery. That's amazing. And so I went by just yesterday. Went over to the Middletown Scholar Bookstore to see if we can do some readings there. And then said to myself, we need to explore Nawuzi and actually do some readings in that art. That is a fascinating place. The black art that they have is just outstanding,
Yeah,
So,
I know the artist that has some of her materials there, her art pieces are there.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Well, listen, we have 2 things going on. Well, tomorrow we're going to be down at Elizabethtown College, but then next Saturday we have a breakfast. The Writers Wordshop is sponsoring a breakfast along with Life Esteem, of course, and it's from 8 a.m. until 12 noon. And here's a flyer that Brother Chris is hopefully is bringing up for us. But 8 a.m. to 12 noon, there it goes. It's Juneteenth celebration. The breakfast will actually be served between 8:30, as you can see, and 10:30. But we're going to have all kinds of different activities. When we did the pre-Mother's Day celebration, it was just a massive hit. I mean, people just came out and enjoyed themselves like nobody's business. So we're going to do paint and sip, bingo, all that kind of stuff. Folks just had a ball. It reminded me of being back in the day when, we were little kids and the grown-ups used to get together and do that stuff and playing cards and this and that, just community, just being community, And so we are going to have a wonderful breakfast thanks to Denise Lickers, who is an outstanding cook. I mean, this is the Convern. She had her restaurant down in Stilton, as you know, and now she does it, by banquet kind of style. But she's going to have a good old soul food breakfast for us. And that's on that Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. And then, and by the way, it's all free. There's no cost to that. Just, we're going to have poets and, the whole 9 yards. And then on that Sunday from 12 noon to 4 p.m., once again, a free program, we're going to have the Winneman African dance community, they call themselves. And that's Lark Daniels, as you know, the premier African dancer in this area, along with the drummers who is with Lee Wykoski, who has her wonderful, I always call it a dojo, but I understand she has a new facility now, and this is absolutely gorgeous. But they will be bringing in 10 drums, so people have a chance to come in and actually play drums, and they're going to bring in a master drummer as well. And then the African dance community is going to actually do a workshop for us. So they're going to do a 90-minute presentation along with the drummers, and people get a chance to come on stage and learn African dance moves and steps. So they're going to do a small presentation, but the entire day, the entire event will be an interactive. So we're going to tell people, come down, bring your sneakers or bring comfortable clothes, so don't come all dressed to the nines. We know it's after church, So go home, get yourself together, come on over and be ready to sweat a little bit and do some African dance and drumming. We're going to have a lot of vendors. They're already being lined up, and we're going to make room for poets, as we always do, to get up and do some of their work, and maybe a singer or two. So that's happening. That's all free at the State Museum, 300 North Street in Harrisburg. By the way, one of our, Wordshop people from New York is Lucille Powder, and Lucille is hoping to come down both days. And she's an artist, and she's been doing a lot of paintings. I've never met Lucille in person, so I'm looking forward to it. She's originally from Trinidad and Tobago. She's a prolific writer. She writes all the time and always presents here on this platform. And so she's hoping to come down both days and be a presenter, and also bring her artwork with her as well, her and her daughter. So we hope we can make that happen, and we're looking forward to that. Neil, we got to get you up here, brother, one of these days. I'd love to get you up here to, kind of talk and do some things. And also, let me say this very quickly. Queenie Clem, I see where she interviewed Terry Martinez and did a nice piece, and that, yeah, wonderful. I'm glad they hooked up and featured Terry's books and all that kind of good stuff. So we got to get Queenie up here one of these days.
Well,
and
thank
have
you.
her
I'm
do
here.
an actual forum at the State Museum. Wouldn't that be something? Yeah, And by the way, so Ro, I know you're going to make way for us to bring the Writers Workshop to DC. So just let us know how you're working on that. Give us an update.
I definitely would like to do that. I don't think I'm going to be that far. We're on Massachusetts Avenue Northwest, and I've been Googling bus boys and poets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're not that far from me, so I'm really hoping to connect there.
I hope so. I know you will.
Yeah.
And also, Howard University is someplace else. So I'd love to be able to make some inroads, there as well, and do some, works, because I know they probably have all kinds of mad cultural things going on. So this is great to have this kind of connection in DC. All right, Ro.
Yeah, I told Maria that. I was like, and it was funny because I was talking to her mom, Mary, and she was saying that the Lynx headquarters is like right down the street, and she knows the president. I was like, hey, yeah, let's bring Hair Story to Washington. So
Yeah, that make it happen. And there's a wonderful connection. The young lady who did the play for us, about 2 years ago now. She packed out the State Museum for us. And oh boy, Nicole Wilkerson and her went to Howard together, and they've been friends ever since. So I got to connect you with her. She's a dynamic artist and doing some great things, and she knows DC. So let's
what I've really been trying to focus on is like, I'm going to go there, and I said I'm finally stepping away from the classroom. So I really think, and I think I mentioned it to you before, about just starting to edit other people's work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I've even come up with a name for it, Clean Pages Editing.
You may want to talk to a person by the name of Cherie Bailey. I'll just say this, that Cherie and I have, and Pat and I have been working with her. She is working with people all over the world, and she is from Harrisburg, and she now lives in Florida. She is on fire. I'm telling you, this woman knows her business. And so she does branding, and you would be a perfect person to sit down and talk to her. She challenges you. She really has a way about making this thing happen for you and helping you to really challenge yourself. But she is into branding and really directing you and getting all your energies and different things and start moving in the direction that you want them to move in. So we have to discover that, and she would help you do that. But I've been really, really, really impressed with her. And I forget the actual name of her business, but it's Cheri Bailey, Cherie, Cheri. And if you look her up on Facebook, you'll see her. And I'm just saying it. I'm telling you, I love meeting people who are just really, really, really good at what they do, but also really spiritual. I mean, she quotes the Bible constantly, and she's constantly telling you and moving you. And then she has clients all over the world. So, former NBA ball players, authors, all kinds of people going to her. And I remember when she first started out, she had an office right down on 3rd Street in Harrisburg, and she did one of our Kwanzas for us. And she brought us Yaba Bly out of Philadelphia, Dr. Yaba Bly, who won the, I think it was the Pulitzer Prize. But anyhow, she knows how to make it happen. She's good. So for you and for others that I know, especially you, Ro, I think you would really benefit from just having a good, solid conversation with her and see whether or not she's somebody that you may want to explore. Because, and I think also even Maria Chow, I think Maria, yeah, she helps you to brand yourself. And I'll tell you why that's important. Oprah Winfrey's boyfriend, Stedman Graham, that's his piece. He's a brander. And I remember years ago, we went to a conference, and I'm not going to get into the whole conference, but this guy, we went to his workshop, and he was fascinated. He was really, really good. And so people paid huge money to be able to, work with him. And then they came back a year later and reported on what he did for their business. And you don't meet just Oprah Winfrey and just be ordinary. So obviously he's a very extraordinary guy. He said a lot of people think that so he said, I was a millionaire before I met Oprah Winfrey. He said, and that's not the brag. He said, I'm just saying, this is what I do. Now, was he super polished at first? No, you're expecting, no, he just kind of did his thing. But you can see him grow over a period of time. And what he was able to do with some of these companies and individuals was just incredible. Well, having listened to him and been in his workshop, and I thought, boy, this guy's good. But I haven't heard Cherie Bailey. Woo. I mean, wow, really, really, really impressed. And she gives you homework too. She gives you homework and makes you, makes you think. So anyhow, that's my little shameless plug for Cherie because I'm just really excited about her. I'm excited when I meet people like yourself and others, who are doing things and really just, you can tell it's coming from a spiritual place. So having said all that, did we lose Brother Finch? Are you still there? Did we lose him? I want to thank him if he did, leave for coming on tonight. I was hoping to pick his brain a little bit more, but they're doing some great stuff down there, so yeah, good stuff. And also I hope Brother Neil come back and join us. Has some stuff I want to unpack with him as well, as far as his novel is concerned. Go ahead, Rob. Oh, I thought she was going to say something. Oh, let me say this. We are going to have online tomorrow, the retreat. And I'm not expecting a huge turnout, but I'm expecting people to be there. And whatever we cover, we will have it online on Facebook Live. And it won't be we can't go from 11 to 6 because they won't allow that. But the various segments and presenters we will have on throughout the day on Facebook Live. And so if you cannot make it to the retreat, which we hope that you will, we hope that you at least tune in for a segment. Terry Martinez will be talking at 1 o'clock. We're hoping to have at 2 o'clock. Dr. Maurice Henderson. We will have some writing prompts we'll be doing around 3 o'clock. And, the whole day will just move, smoothly along like that. Different things we'll be doing. And it all depends on who's in the house in terms of what we'll be doing. There will be times when we will just write as well. Ro knows the score. And then there's a time when we actually just present, and there's a time when we eat too. So that's always good too. And ain't nothing wrong with that.
I kind of have to play it by ear tomorrow because I'm not sure whether my son will be released from the hospital or not. So, and then we're supposed to go to Washington on the 13th.
Oh, okay. Oh man, that's like.
Hey everybody, can y'all hear me?
I sure can. Yeah. Who was that? Is that Wendy?
No, that was Queenie.
Oh, Queen. That's Queenie. Queenie, how you doing?
Fine, how are you?
I'm doing great. I saw that piece that you did with Terry.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you guys hooked up. The two of you hooked up. Very, very nicely done. Yeah. I wish you could join us, tomorrow. I know you won't, but I mean, we're trying to do a retreat here. We're going to do a retreat, not trying. And
is that the writing thing tomorrow?
Right, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I have a client that's going to be there tomorrow.
Oh, wonderful. Who's your client?
Dr. Shantae James.
Yeah, she contacted me. Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Well, we're going to put her to work. Absolutely. Anybody that comes there, we're going to put them to work. I'm glad to hear she's working with you. That's great. And so is she, and tell us a little bit about her genre. Is she a novelist, poet?
She is a novelist. She does criminal justice, women in justice, and she works as a criminal. She's an instructor at the college up there, I think, in criminal justice.
You know what? What's the name of her book? I just saw her on a local program. I was wanting to get in touch with her. What's
Murder Secrets Among Colleagues.
Oh, you know what? I cannot believe this here. I said to myself, I think she's at Bloomsburg. Is that right?
Oh, I'm not sure which college it is.
Yeah, I forget, but she was on Good Day PA, and I was blown away. She did an excellent presentation. I said, "Oh, wait a minute, who is this?" You know, and so I reached out, tried to reach out to her anyhow, but had no idea. When she called me, we talked, and you know, she said she was hoping to come and everything. I said, "Excellent." I didn't realize that I was talking to the same person that I wanted to talk to. So this is good, and I'm glad to know that you two are hooked up. This is great, very good. Yeah, so folks, those of you who don't know of her, I hope that you will tune in tomorrow. We will have it on Facebook Live, like I said, and I certainly want to, give her a platform to be able to speak and talk about her book and the work that she's doing. So this is great. I'm looking forward to, having her on Facebook so that other people can experience her. Good stuff. Yeah. Now, Queenie, since you're on, tell us a little bit about, for those persons who have never heard, the work that you do. Tell people about what you do and anything that you might have coming up. And by the way, I've been pushing the pieces you did for me as well out quite a bit, and I got a lot of compliments on it. And some people buying the book, thank goodness. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. No, I'm Queenie Cam, the literary ambassador, and what I do is I promote India self-published authors. What I have coming up is the Juneteenth next Saturday in Fountain, South Carolina. One of the vendors there has got it's like 18 to 20 authors, and we're going to be under the pavilion while everybody else is out in the hot sun, and we can sell our books. And so I'll be selling books next Saturday in Fountain, South Carolina. I just finished my 28th year of teaching, and I have 2 promotions that I'm running right now. 3 months, the 30 days for 3 months for $105, and 2 week it's a 7-day book blast. I can do 2 weeks for $45.
Nice.
Thank
Well,
you.
I tell you, they pay off. Every time you've done a book blast for me, I've gotten response, very good positive response from people who, had not seen my books or whatever. And so I highly recommend people, if you are an author and you want to, do promotion, I don't think you find any less expensive, and also who really does a good job of putting it out there. So, highly recommend it.
Thank you.
Clem. Yeah, we need. That's good. That's very good. Yeah. So okay. Well, Shantae James. Okay, I'm looking forward to it, man. All right. It's not a matter of having a whole lot of people. It's just a matter of having good quality people. And so I'm glad that she's coming up. Also, I want Terry to meet her. And we're gonna have a good time. Good time. So anyhow, Ro, did you have anything you want to read tonight?
Sure. I've been focusing on my Kindle Vella. So, and it's funny because all my poetry books are all packed up. So, yeah. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah, I'm going to read chapter 1 from A Good Church-Going Woman.
Okay. Good.
It's historical, takes place in 1952. This is from the viewpoint of Jayla Joe.
Like the name.
I laid there still as all could be in the dark, waiting for the yelling and the screaming. There wasn't any. I was always frightened of silence. Silence only meant one thing to me. Someone was dead. Aunt Lucille kept telling Mama she needed to pack our things and hightail it away from Eclampsia County before Papa went and killed us both. After all, my brother Ed had left after Daddy got after him something bad. I wish he would have taken me with him, but he said I was too young and needed to stay and take care of Mama. Mama didn't want nobody under her feet. There would be times when she would just up and leave me there with no warning. When she did, all hell would break loose with Papa. He would do terrible things to me, things I could never talk about, things that would make me feel dirty, things that would make me scrub my body until it was raw. When I woke up the next morning, Mama was out in the field. It seemed like she had been there for most of the night. When I looked out the window, I could see her from a distance. She had a shovel in her hand, and she was busy digging what looked like a hole big hole, a hole big enough to bury something in. I believe that something was Papa. I stood there motionless and wordless as I watched her shoveling dirt into a hole that must have taken her most of the night to dig. The dry Alabama dirt flew up around her, settling itself on her periwinkle blue blouse and a gray skirt she had worn the night before. Her long, wavy black hair had come loose from the thick braid that usually hung down the middle of her back. Dirt was smeared on her beautiful, pale face. Mama had the face of an angel. She had piercing hazel green eyes and long eyelashes that looked like they belonged on a doll. That sat in the window of Buford Stubbs' general store. There had been a time in her life when her eyes reflected joy, but now all I could see was the anguish that Papa had left there. Something had been torn loose in Mama. I could sense the change in her before I went to bed, but I never thought this would happen. Several times Papa came close to beating Mama to death. There were these horrible memories of the long nights of hiding underneath my bed and listening to her begging for her life. The next day, he would beg her for forgiveness, and she would always succumb to whatever words he would whisper in her ear. I could feel the fear pulsating in my head. It ran down my insides and settled itself in my feet. I just stood there, watching Mama from my bedroom window.
Wow. Good writing, first off, and powerful. Yeah, good stuff. Wendy, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you all?
We're doing good as well. Yeah, good to see
Hey,
you.
Ro, Queenie.
Hey, Wendy. Oh,
Hey,
your
and
hair
then,
looks pretty.
Hey, Wendy.
well, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This whole thing.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Wendy, are you going down tomorrow to the retreat? Are you gonna be able to join us?
I have to go and pick someone up from the airport, and
Oh,
so I
that's
just
right.
found out today that they'll get in at Pittsburgh. So I got to go to Pittsburgh, and so they'll be in around 10. So I got to leave
Oh,
out earlier. Yeah,
you won't be there.
yeah. So I won't make it.
I got you. Yeah, but you'll be missed, but I'm glad you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
It's actually they are going to Cave Canem.
Oh,
And that starts this weekend.
I just had a conversation about that. We're talking about doing something similar here, and I just met with some people, and we're looking at tweaking it and all that kind of stuff. But why can't we do something like that here?
Yeah,
We can.
absolutely. Yeah.
That's right. So we'll
And
talk.
I don't think I brought it in, but also going on this weekend right now as we speak is the Southern Fried Poetry Slam, So Fried in Knoxville. And so that's a nationwide poetry slam, and they've got slam teams, individuals, and it's all night, 24/7. I mean, not 24/7, but like there's an event that's starting tonight at midnight. So a lot of my friends from Greenville, Charlotte, and things like that are going. And it's the
where's it being held again?
It's in Knoxville this year, and it's the Southern Fried, Southern Fried Poetry. And I think membership is like maybe $25 a year or something. And if you're a poetry team, a slam team, and you're competing, then you have to pay the registration, but also one member of your team has to volunteer, for an event. So that's sort of how they keep the events moving and things like that.
Is the event online? Is it something we can actually tune in and watch?
I don't believe it's online, but what is online are the scores. So I've been watching the slam team that I support. So that's, remember, Moody Black that came on the show maybe last year. So Moody is the captain of that team. So I've been watching the scores and some of my people from Charlotte that are there in other teams. So I've been watching the scores, but so far I've not seen any videos or anything.
Okay. Now we had another sister on. She was recommended by Dr. Maurice Henderson. Are you still there, sis? So I forget. Yeah, there you go.
I started my video. Yes, I'm there.
All right, wonderful. You mind introducing yourself?
I don't. My name is Queen Smith, and I am a spoken word artist. I'm nationally known. I have good friends down there in Memphis right now. I'm supporting the Queen Sheba. She's from Atlanta. Again, I have toured and traveled with Dr. Maurice Henderson and the National Black Authors Tour, the National Black Spoken Word Tour for over 20 years. The near and dear thing is to me is that I am a woman veteran. Women's Veterans Day is coming up on Monday. So I'll be in Philly for that. So I'm just putting that out there that I'm also a veteran. I served during 9/11. So hood to all my veterans out there. I'm also a mom now, and I recently was able to create a fitness product because I started having some health issues. So I was able to create a fitness product to go with my mental health and me trying to transform from being a soldier to a civilian, really tough. And so that's my cause now is letting people know how to care for their hearts, because you almost lost me. I mean, that's what women do. We pretty much care for the country with our heart, and it takes bravery, it takes courage. So that's me. And I'm just here to add on and then tell y'all too about Women's Veterans Day, because nobody really knows about it. And that's another part of the neglect with women and veterans and Black women in general.
I'm so glad you said that, because I was sitting there thinking, I've never heard of that, I don't think. So, this is good. Tell us a little bit more about what's going to happen on Monday.
So on Monday, I'll be in Philadelphia at the Johnson's Event Center. And it's at Madary Avenue. I haven't been there just yet. I have been to, of course, Pennsylvania several times, but this particular event is going to be sponsored by the Women's Veteran Group and a young lady out there. Her group is called the Robert L. Howie Veterans Group Home. So she is sponsoring it, her commander, and she's going to have all type of women from the community and the surrounding cities of Philadelphia come in and speak about the fact that you have neighbors and women heroes living right next door to you, driving your bus, taking care of your kids. And this is how we keep the community together. So she's doing that to honor us and let people know that this is a real day. And it's not just about the National Veterans Day, but women are the backbone of the country. And just in general, we're the backbone. We need to be recognized and remember more. And I'm here to help because I'm a spoken word artist and I get to use my voice, to touch many on top of that with that cause. So that's what's going to happen.
Spoken word? Will there be spoken word performed on Monday?
Yes, there'll be spoken word, comedy. I know she has some keynote speakers just about some other health and wellness people in the community that's coming by talking about heart health in women and et cetera. So it's going to be a big old feast. It's from 11 to 4. So there's a big deal. There's going to be food served. There's going to be vendors. There's an opportunity to connect with other women veterans in the group, in the community, and learn how you can help or what it's even about in the first place. So all those opportunities are going to be available on Monday.
Well, you see, we're surrounded by women, so I know they want to jump in and ask some questions too. But I do have to ask this last question, and that is, what is your product?
My product, I'm so glad you asked. So like I said, I have several products as far as like spoken word, videos and DVDs of my one-woman show. But the one that's near and dear to my heart that I'm talking about with heart health that I was able to come up with during the pandemic is because I had 2 miscarriages back to back. I had 3 kids back to back. I couldn't get out of my own home to care for myself, and I wasn't paying $30 extra for a babysitter. And so I found a way in a way an exercise program, and it's called Cardio Card. So this is called a personal pocket trainer. So what this is 54 pictured exercise cards, right? And what you're gonna do is take every card like you're playing spades, you're gonna flip it over and do the exercise that's for you, wherever your level of health is. And this is going to satisfy the doctor's, orders to take care of your heart. That's the only reason any of us are here, Dr. Nathaniel, your heart. If it don't beat, you're not going to be here. And so I had to care for mine because I developed high blood pressure I developed high blood pressure after I had children. Who would have known? I started having heart palpitations and heart arrhythmia, and I had a high stress, and I just was not taking care of myself. And so within my entrepreneurial mind, because I'm a spoken word artist and we have to fend for ourselves out here, get our own shows and book our own stuff, the product came about. And so you just open it up. It's cards. Like I said, it's definitely cards. You crack it open just like this, like I'm going to show you, right? You have a meal plan, tells you what to do. And then there's actual cards that tell you what to do. So this is a complete workout because my husband and I are personal trainers. I became a personal trainer after all this to advocate too. I had to change my life around. I had to lose 80 pounds 3 different times in my 30s. That's tough stuff, And so that's why I came up with that product. Because again, y'all almost lost me because women care with our hearts, and I almost didn't have one to care about anybody.
Powerful. Congratulations to you, first off, for being a creator. Ladies, let me jump in here. We have Wendy. We have, hey, Nanette, how you doing? So glad that you joined us. All right. We have Ro, Nanette. So, ladies, did you have anything for, and say your first name, your first name again, is it Colleen, Queen? How do you say it?
It's Queen. Yes, it's Queen. Like
it's Queen. I got you.
It looks
okay,
like how it's pronounced. Yeah. So my mom thought that would be easier. People should be able to say it's Queen,
Yeah.
So we got Queen and Queenie. I think I need to change my name.
Quinessa.
I need to change my
Quinessa.
Yeah, I want to be one too. First and foremost, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. And so I won't forget that it's Women's Veterans Day, or is it Veteran Women's Day? I won't forget
Women's
that.
Veterans Day.
Women's Veterans Day. Yeah.
There you go.
So, and congratulations on all of your accomplishments. So I'm curious, in your writing, you mentioned being a spoken word artist. One of the things you said that I think is really profound and poetic is that we care with our hearts, but we don't take care of our hearts. So of your writing and things like that, is your writing about your experiences and about some of the things, or do you like how, we do so many things and we wear so many hats. Do all of these things that you do they combine? Are they combined? Do you write about your fitness and you write about, being a veteran, or do you just kind of keep them separate and compartmentalized?
Yes, I put them all together, especially in my signature poem. My signature poem is called XX Chromosome. We know what that are. We're very intelligent here. We know that's the, the female, and that's what makes up a female, is the XX chromosome. So within that, I tell about who I am in every facet of myself. The first things first, the more my poetry first started out about me telling my experience of being in the military and how I was dealing with injustice. I was dealing with social, I was dealing with sexual assault. I was dealing with so many things at one time. I was dealing with being a Muslim in the military. I was dealing with all of those things. So at that time, I wrote about real life experiences, and then it transformed into being activism, Black power, everything about forget the man, because now I'm in a situation where I'm in the military. I see what it really is and what it's really for. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, but this was a way for me to get out of being a gangbanger. So I got to transform, but also I talk about all of that, all the realism that comes with me. But the most things that the passionate I'm about is that my people I'm passionate about causes that affect me, which are healthcare, is very serious. Things that happen at the VA, not even gonna talk about separately. I talk about things I see around me with women as far as insecurities. I talk about everything. I talk about hard conversations. It's about, even with Madam C.J. Walker, for an example, how I looked at that conversation different. It made us kind of hate ourselves, being that she was a woman that was able to be a millionaire and a billionaire, but it started deteriorating us as far as self-care, self-love, so I talk about, that's me. I'm edgy. I'm a Taurus, and that's my thing. And I'm a soldier and ex-gangbanger. So imagine all that combined. It's a good thing, man. It's good stuff.
Anybody else? And if you do, you're muted right now, all of you. Okay.
No, I was going to say, I want to hear some of her poetry.
Oh, I was thinking the same thing. Thank you, bro.
Okay. So like I said, is this a syndicated thing where I have a couple of, just rough points where I have to say a cuss word that's going to work? It's not all roughness though. Is that okay, Dr. Nathaniel, or you want me to try to?
Let me answer that.
The last person. Well, here's the thing. We try our best not to use, profanity, and we do have some young people who are following us, that kind of thing. Every now and then there's a piece that flies out. We understand that.
Yeah.
And, but we try to be as, we try not to do that as much as possible. If you can clean it up, if it's too
Okay.
long,
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. If I get into my groove, I wanted to make sure I hit the button, Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is, again, since I spoke about my signature piece, and Women's Veterans Day is coming up, this is the piece that most people, like I said, it's a signature piece. I was on BET, VH1, all of that. So again, it's called XX Chromosome and How It Came to Be. So get ready. Angela Davis is my real mother. Said when I came out the womb, my little black fist was raised in the air like wood. And she was proud because I was going to take after her, not giving her. And if I had any problems, I was to go to my aunties, Athenia and Asada, and they take those AKs and Glock 9s and go solve them. When I spoke my first words, it was in the school of my great-great-grandmother, Mary McLeod Bethune, in 1922, when the sister Margaret Walker helped take my literature skills a little farther. My first math teacher, Euphemia Lofton Haynes, she helped me with my fractions. She taught me I was more than 3/5. I was actually 3/4 water plus 1/4, birthed the earth's 17th daughter, but still one whole queen, less than 1/10 of a father. You see, 2/1 is an improper fraction. So I think before I speak and compliment it through my actions. See, genetics being discovered by Mary Styles Harris tells me while I drop bombs larger than Clarence X. Smith, my existence is the greatest story never told. You see, I'm born in knowledge complete. Wisdom, stimulate your eardrum at 1,120 feet. I make Christians convert because I be sparking them with the quality, the pitch, and the loudness of my megahertz. So this resides in the specimens. I'm also positive bloodline of my DNA. That Negro's attitude should improve. I got traits in Pam Grier because I be too cool for school. And if you're not feeling this, I'll be just like my twin sisters, Lauryn Hill. I have miseducated one more Negro for real. And because I'm too cool for school, the women of my life have provided me with the best teachings, but I am who I am, and my strength comes from my great-grandmother, Rosa Parks. She said, I shall not be moved, especially if I'm tired and my feet hurt too. You see, the reason I love me is because of my half-sister, Ella. She told me to take pride and love the dark skin I'm in. After all, if you mix all the colors in the rainbow, you get me. I am everything. Plus, everybody loves chocolate ice cream. You see, all of me, it's just the Shirleys in me. Shirley Chisholm, Shirley Ann Jackson, Shirley Brown, Shirley Williams, and Shirley Caesar. You see, my spiritual advisor, Ayana Benzant, she helps me to remember God on days I can't take it, when it gets too hectic and I feel like I just ain't gonna make it. But my heart is my grandmother, Betty Wright. That's why poetry are more than right. I talk ish, just like she did when she's making those hits back in 76. I gets down to the nitty gritty and I'll tell like it is. I'm just like my granny. I come through the soul with a twist of mahogany from Angie Stone. And because of Maya Angelou, I know why the caged black girl sings. So I write down and I express my true feelings. I am conscious of my health and I know what to eat because I've studied nutrition with Felicia Rashad, Lisa Bonet, Queen of Fu, and Erykah Badu. We switch recipes, finding new ways to prepare our tofu. And underneath the queenness and the material, I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm a thug, so I must give it up to Nancy and Gail Hankins, one love. I come for a line of female pimps. If you come in correctly, I will baby out a backslap a chick. So when you're in my presence, you best watch your lips. I'll push that tongue back, how you speaking with a lisp. See, little Kim and Trina came to me for tips. They know Queen be one bad chick. And I got my mama to thank for that. So if you're not feeling me, I am one phenomenal woman.
That is wonderful. That is excellent.
Yeah, so enjoyed the history that you threw in there.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when did you, like, that's your signature piece. When did you write that? Like, at what point in your life did you write that?
I wrote that right after I got the military. So I had decided I was not gonna re-enlist. I was gonna go on a road and make this my life, right? And so within that, I started, studying more and bringing in, like I said, I was already studying under the Nation of Islam. And then when my writing, I was able to express myself just like a little bit, oh, they hurt my feelings and my feelings are hurt. Once I got past being able to do that and put it all together, that came about the year 2000. So maybe 23 years ago, because I got out the military. I went on my own about 2000. In the year 2000, I started 2001, 2, I forget when it was. So 9/11 happened in 2001. So right after that, 2002, I decided I was going to go full time. And that's kind of the area where I started writing how strong I could be, because I was going to get out. I had to be strong to do that, to get out and say, hey, I'm not going to do this for 20 years. Like, even though I was getting a check, $5,500 a month, I just could not do it. I had to be true to myself.
Amen. Amen. I think that is wonderful. And I love a piece that no matter when you wrote it, it still holds true. It still stays with, it still stays with us, and it's still very relevant. So that was beautiful. Before we move forward, I know we said hello to Nanette, but I feel like I've not seen you in forever. So hey, Nan. And hey, Lizelle. Lizelle is joining us. Good to see both of you. Good to see both of you. So do you have, so are you published? Do you have a book? I didn't hear if you said if you're published or not, Queen.
Yes, I do have a book. It's called Chocolate Teardrops is out. There's another book. I had like a lot of like poetry coffee house editions where I had, submitted some poems that are part. And again, those are around the same time. So I started doing a one-woman show after that. So I ended up getting, doing DVDs and doing, doing like TV and stuff after that. So the books are kind of, like I said, again, 15 years old, but they're still there and popping. I'm in the midst of writing my autobiography and my bio, because I'm like, I've gone through so many things at this point. I have 25 years in the spoken word game, 20 plus in the military, 44 being a woman. I can do this, as far as new stuff. So other than that, yeah.
Yes. Well,
and then the cards, get cardiocars.com is where you can get the exercise cards and that.
Okay. We will definitely put that on our pages and put that on and share that with all of our listeners as well, and talk about it. So before we're done, we'll make sure that we say it again before we're done. And I don't know if it's time. I don't know if it's time for a video or not. I don't know where I came in.
Actually, we haven't had one yet, so that's definitely. But let me say hello to Lazille Powder. Lazille, how you doing? You're muted right now. There you go. All right. We haven't talked about whether or not you were able to make that connection yet, so we got to talk about whether or not you're coming down next week. We will.
Yeah. I want to clarify the place to stay. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we'll talk after this. Yeah. We'll hang out for a bit and then just talk after this here. Let me say to the Queen, that was, I'm sorry that I had to call and I had to rip and run, but what I heard, fantastic. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yes, indeed. And
thank you.
So where are you located right now? I missed that part. You're not in Philadelphia originally, are you?
No. I relocated after I left Atlanta, I relocated to Dallas. So I'm in the Dallas DFW area out here. So Dallas Poetry Slam, Michael Gwynn, and all those guys. I'm out here with them.
Oh, fantastic. Good for you. Yeah, well, welcome to the Writers Wordshop. I hope that you'll come on in and every time that you feel so, the spirit moves you.
Yes, thank you. I'm happy I was given the invitation and I can, keep it locked in.
Absolutely. And by the way, I don't know, does everybody properly introduce yourselves, all that kind of good stuff? I know Nanette's on here. Nanette's a singer and also a historian. She does a lot with the enslavement songs, we'll call them, in the history of enslavement. And then Lazille is out of New York, and Nanette's here in Harrisburg. That's still in Harrisburg. And then Lazille's out of New York by way of Trinidad. And so she's a poet. You hear her tonight. And of course, Wendy, no cherry on ye, which I got to say at least 5 times a day. It's just a requirement, I wake up and say, no cherry on ye. I like that name. But anyhow, Wendy is originally out of what? Buffalo, New York?
By way of South Carolina, by way of a few other places. So I'm a Southern girl with city girl tendencies.
There you go. Right on, right on. But let's do this here too. Let's ask your brother Chris if he, because I know he always pulls up some videos for us, and we're getting long in the tooth right now. But show us a video, if you will, brother Chris, and then we'll do some round robin readings and come back to another video.
There are some lost opportunities we can never get back. And we say that that's part of what it means to be alive. But inside our heads, we imagine we had grasped that opportunity. We've lost some opportunities because we thought their timing wasn't just right. We have lost some opportunities because they disguised in overalls and looking like hard work, we did not recognize them. We wait for tomorrow to come so we can take actions, forgetting that tomorrow is today. We let procrastination steal our time. We let the fear of failure make us rethink our actions. We let the fear of failure make us indecisive. And while we are making up our minds, the opportunity is lost. Then we find excuses for our failures. As fast, as difficult, as tiny an opportunity presents itself, use it. You never know how perfect it might turn out to be.
It was different. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Good. Appreciate that. Well, listen, let's do a couple things here. Let's do a real round robin. Dazille, I know you always have something you'd like to read. I hope you do tonight as well.
Yes.
Okay. Wendy, I know you usually come locked and loaded.
Yes. I don't know if you can see that Dan joined us, Dr. Snowden.
No, I can never see Dan.
Good evening, everybody.
I see Dan and I don't see Dan. What's
Dan.
up? Would you
I'm
say?
definitely here, all right. Thanks for yourself.
All right. Well, I know Dan is locked and loaded, ready to go, so that's good. Nanette, did you have something you want to read tonight?
I was just saying hello to Dan. I saw him walking his dog in Bellevue Park today.
Oh, okay.
When I was riding through.
All right. Well, let's do this here. Wendy came on first, and then Lazelle.
Which time, Nanette?
Okay, wait a minute, Dan. Dan has kicked up a conversation on us. All right, so let's get the reading going here. We only have a half an hour. So Wendy, why don't you read a piece, and then we're going to go to Lazelle. And then Dan, if you want to read a piece, that'd be great.
Sure.
Wendy first.
Okay. Let's see. Since we don't have a lot of time, I'll do a short one. This is called heirloom.
I mean, you know.
Don't tell me.
Don't tempt you, right?
Yeah. Don't tempt me with a good time. Let's see. I'll do an oldie then. Oldie but goodie.
Good.
This one is, I don't know why it's modern technology. This one is She Shines for Me. This is called She Shines for Me. When the mortar on my column seems to crumble, she holds my mortality and becomes a bed of ferns to catch me, should I fall. 4 days is but a lifetime. She reminds me of resurrection when he calls my name. She shines for me. When my name is bitter and my hope seems barren, she walks with me. She works in the fields to lift us up. She gleans the tenets of our obligation. A kinsman redeemer, I'd walk a mile in just one of her shoes to shine as she shines for me. When I am orphaned, she sees my queenly virtue. She sets a banquet on my behalf. When my faith seems to perish, she straightens my crown and approaches the throne of the king uninvited and boldly. When he asked the desires of her heart, she petitions that I be allowed to shine, yet she shines for me. In the midst of my lamentation, she bewails my tumultuous situation. She bears the weight of my veil of life and lifts it persistently. When the adversary seeks to keep me in darkness, she testifies that the victory has already been fought and won. She dances with timbrels. This blow will not be till death, for she shines through my murkiness. She is my elected representative. Her faith covers my contrition. I am emboldened. In the absence of my lights, she illuminates. When I forget to draw closer, she clutches me to her bosom. She stands firm in her convictions and offers golden cups to quench my thirst. She is strength in my weakness. She shines for me. She shares her position of heiress and celebrates my favor with our Father. She has walked every corner of the earth to find me. She carries me to the truth when I'm weary in our travels. When the world mandates that I turn 360 degrees, she only requires 3, 5, and 7. She shines for me in my lacking. When I appear on her doorstep, she responds with royal Southern hospitality. She is educated beyond degrees. Our soul connection lets me shine. Though I've sat where the sun rises to shine for her, I am humbled. I abase and abound. I am brighter than my shadowed places because she is my sister and she shines for me. When our Father inquires, I candidly respond, I know that this light is not temporary. My shine is internal and for eternity. When life is like the threshing floor, we are reminded that we are his harvest. The seed that was planted glows within. We are transformed by our travels and studies. Our virtue has not been lost. For this indeed she has come to the kingdom. Her shine is not her own. She shines confidently and securely. When life is but a maze, she holds up her light that others may find their way. Our collective light is far brighter than our individual radiance. In our lacking, we shine for each other. In our victory and triumph, we rejoice in his brilliance. Whether she shines for us or we shine for her, it is lustrously clear. We are sisters, we are queens, and through his grace and mercy, we shine together.
All right. Oh, yeah. Very good. Thank you, as always. Good piece. Yeah. Mazille Powder from New York City.
Yes, okay, hold on. Let me just get it. I just had it here. Is it this? Shucks, just now. Okay, this is I wrote this, wasn't ready last week, but I think it was in this week or last week or last weekend. It's called The American. This is a tribute to Tina Turner. I just wrote something on it. Okay. I compared her to the way how she danced on her heels. I compared her to the Mokojambi, like the stilt walker that we have in the Caribbean. So the way how she moved, I compared her to that. Okay. So this is the version I wrote. It's called the American version of the Caribbean stilt walker. She graced the stage as the queen of rock on stilts. Her legs were like long stilts with heels as the spirit moved her feet. She jumped, skipped, and danced as the music woke up her soul. Just like the Mokojambi, high in the heavens, as if talking to God, Tina sailed with wings on her feet, on her high heels, made musical notes on stage. She felt the soca beat as her waist moved. No error to shake, just like the woman that whined at carnival time. That is Lime. She sang through her pain as her voice rattled from her soul. She wasn't another hero, she was the hero. But love had nothing to do with it because she was simply the best. She balanced her way on stilts, not making an error with her footwork. She was the private dancer to many, as each one of us took a part of her with us. As the Mokojambis dressed in Caribbean colors for mass, Tina dressed her heart with colors of strength and determination. She faced her fears and didn't want to fight anymore. Her motto was to be good to her and to stay together with her. From the Caribbean seas to the proud Mary, her stilts will be rolling on the river. We didn't lose, Tina, because you are still dancing in our hearts, in our mind, in our soul, and in our spirit. Sleep on in peace as you cross the other side, with welcoming arms ready to embrace and usher you in.
All right.
Good.
Good tribute. Thank
Yep.
you.
Excellent use of song lyrics.
I
And
put
song
in
titles for
some
that.
of her music. I hope you all realize some of her music were in there. Some of the
Oh,
songs.
yes.
Just a thought, though, Lizelle, when you said love had nothing to do with it, because I forgot the next verse, but anyway, if it were me, I would change it around and say love had everything to do with it. And what was the next verse there? I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm just saying.
That's not, I had to look through.
It was sort of in the beginning, you said love.
But I said, because she was simply the best.
Yeah, love had everything to do with it because she was simply the best.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
she wasn't another hero. She was the hero. You know, she sang a song, "We Don't Need Another Hero."
Yeah. Did you grow up listening to Tina Turner, or was that?
Yeah.
So even back home, you listened to Tina Turner?
Yeah, I used to listen to most of, I had a radio and I would tune into all the songs, all the hit songs, and just every weekend tune in.
I have a Tina Turner wig and I have that frilly dress.
Yeah.
I still have her legs.
Yeah. I wish I had her legs.
Queen, you'll catch that joke much later. After I get your cards, then I'll tell you about it.
There you go. Good stuff, good stuff. Well, let's get to Brother Dr. Dan Snowden. Dr. Snowden, I know you have something for us.
Oh, sure. This one will be a milestone piece because this was my 50th poem, which is titled Poem Number 50, Moving Towards What's Next. With this next work, I've reached a new milestone, one that I was not sure I would attain. Yet poem number 50 has arrived, bringing more experiences to gain. Expect more writings about animals, since many groups will still need some attention. The vertebrates, mammals, birds, and fishes. The invertebrates, a lot to mention. Some of the works will cover actual events that occur at different times of my life. While many of these are past or present, the future could come cutting like a knife. The social political persuasion is most destined to be for my poetry craft. However, for me, this type of writing takes the creation of many a draft. Another topic that I dare try covers beliefs and others of that name. While worship and practice will stand out front, Almighty God, you too are fair game. Thus my poetry follow-up mission will involve many manner of subject. Most shall find favor among such verses. Those who don't, I care not if they object.
All right, okay. We came to a screeching halt, but it's a good piece though.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Nice.
How many more have you written since then, Dan?
3 more, so I've written 53 to date now.
Very nice.
Good stuff, Dan. Keep it going. We're still looking for that book, man. I know you have it in you, brother. We want it.
Yep, and I may actually have a way to do it. In this case, I haven't completed the full list of animal poems as yet, but I can put in some of the other ones into a book, though.
That's good. Excellent, excellent. Okay. Well, we're encouraging you, man, because we know you have it. So don't forget, folks, that tomorrow, if you'd like to join us at the Elizabethtown College at the Bowers Writers House, 840 College Hill Lane in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. And we're going to start at 11 a.m. We're going to go to 6 p.m. It's chock full of all kinds of good stuff happening. We have author Terry Martinez, who will be doing a workshop on publishing. She has teed up publishing, and she has published our anthology, and she's publishing a lot of writers here in the area and outside of the area, in fact. She'll be working from starting at 1 o'clock. And then we're hoping to have Dr. Maurice Henderson come forth. And we want to thank Dr. Henderson for bringing us Sister Queen tonight, and also Brother Demir. He came on earlier to talk about the work they're doing there, especially on as it relates to our health and Black men. But also, we're going to have writing prompts and all kinds of good stuff happening, as we always do. We want to thank Jesse Waters, the executive director of the Bowers Writers House, for hosting us once again. And this is all free. If you can make your way there, happy to, actually, I'm going to be leaving out around 10:45, 11 o'clock myself. I'll be just a little bit late getting there because I'm doing a presentation tomorrow for the Church of God in Christ and their chaplain's program. But we're going to get there. We're going to have a lot of fun. Starting next week, we're going to have the Juneteenth celebration starting on Saturday. It's a free breakfast from 8 a.m. until 12 noon. And we're going to have poets, as well as breakfast will be served between 8:30 and 10:30. It's all free. It's all good. Denise Lickers, who's an absolute excellent cook, soul food sister, she'll be bringing that. We have all kinds of games and prizes. Hats off to Nicole Wilkerson. Nicole is Making It Happen is the name of her organization. Proud Howard graduate. I got to say that every time I mention Nicole because I love Howard University. But anyhow, she'll be doing her thing. And then the next day, she and I will be hosting once again with the Writers Wordshop and Life Esteem Incorporated, our annual Juneteenth celebration on Sunday as well. It'll be at the State Museum. By the way, the breakfast is at 900 South Arlington Avenue, the United Church Center. And it's going to be in the dining area there. It's all free. Just come on down and enjoy yourself. All kinds of games, all kinds of fun for all ages too, by the way. And then the next day, that's Sunday from 12 noon to 4 p.m. At the State Museum, which is located at 300 North Street in Harrisburg. Again, it's a free event. We're going to have the Dwiniman African Dance Community. They will be doing a workshop, literally. They'll be doing a performance and then a participatory workshop. You'll be able to learn African dances by some of the best. Lark Daniels is literally one of the best that you'll find. And she will be leading the charge along with others. And then, of course, the African drummers, they're going to bring at least 10 drums in where you have audience participation. You learn how to beat the djembe and how to make that bad boy sing and talk. So, come prepared to participate and not just, watch. We're going to also have room for poets, as you know, we always do, and for other speakers. So Juneteenth next week, the 17th and 18th will be chock full of a lot of good stuff as far as the Writers Workshop is concerned. But don't forget, there's 1,000 events going on. There's so much going on. Take advantage of as many as you can, because all these events are really well put together and they're for a very worthy cause. Thank God we're remembering Juneteenth. Our people suffered enough that we should never, ever forget. So that's all going on. And, we have a lot of other stuff coming up. We had earlier in the show, the broadcast tonight, we had, Sarita Henderson, who's doing our online magazine. Don't forget, submissions for this month is the 20th of June. And you can send them to Writers Workshop Online Magazine. I think it is .com. I'll get that for you again. But Sarita Henderson, you can contact me if you need to give you the information. In fact, I should have it on the phone here. But also, we want poetry, we want articles, ads, all kinds of things. Anything that you think you would want to put in the magazine, it's going to be online. It's free for you to be published in. And we're looking for ads to sustain it. And this will be our first, and it comes out every month, by the way. And the deadline each month will be the 15th of the month. And then we hope to have it published and out online by the 1st of each month. So if you, if you're going to write an article anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 words, we invite you to submit. If you're going to do a poem, about 500 words or so. If you're going to do commentary piece, the same thing applies with the 1,000 to 500, whatever that you think would be of interest from your creative juices. The platform will be there for you. So we have a top-notch team that's putting this together. Sarita Henderson knows what she's doing, and so does Nicole Wilkerson. They're great people. By the way, last thing I'll say by way of just a quick announcement, we're working with the Police Athletic League to put on a poetry, I don't call it a slam, but we'll say a poetry slam for youth. And they're leaning on the Writers Wordshop to make this happen. So we'll be having a series of meetings. We're hoping to make this thing big. We want this to blow, anything that's happened prior to it out of the water as far as young people are concerned. And we've had some pretty successful programs where we were able to give, just the last one we gave $250 to the first place winner, $100 to the second place winner, and $50 to the third place winner. But we're talking about anywhere from $1,000 or more to the first place winner this time, and a much bigger venue. And also we're looking to publish our young people once they bring forth their works. We do have an anthology coming out. Terry will be talking about this tomorrow outside of the magazine, the anthology, and I'm messing up the title, but it is The Lessons That We've Learned from the Voices of Our Ancestors. That's the kind of the working title. Lessons I've learned from the voices of my ancestors. And so it's going to be poetry, essay, whatever. And we're going to put out this anthology. So writers, we want you to write. We want you to see this as a platform to, get yourself some exposure. And it will be done through the Wordshop and T-Dot Publishing. We'll tell you more about that. We are going to broadcast the retreat tomorrow on Facebook Live. And it won't be done for the whole, 11 o'clock to 6 o'clock. When the major speakers are speaking, we will broadcast their presentation, okay? So just to let you know. So if you can't make it down, hopefully you'll get a chance to say it again, Wendy.
I had a question.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to submit my, what do I call him? The reading that I did, the poem or whatever. How do I submit that to you?
Okay, I'm gonna give you that in just a minute here. It goes to Sarita, and it's the Wordshop. Let me see if she sends it to me. Let me see if I can find it real quick. But anyhow, yeah, you'll submit it, and there's a certain format you have to submit it. And I think it's I know the picture's a JPEG. I'll get all the information. She was on earlier and she talked about all this stuff. But hold on one second. Let me see if I can find it real quick here. She did send me something, and I want to read it off
to me later or something
correctly. Well, I can read it off to you real quick. Let's see. Just take a second here. If I see it real quickly, here we go. So she said, it's a digital magazine, short stories, 1,000 to 100 words. Okay, you submit it to, and you can just write this down. And I'm not good at putting it on in the chat and all that stuff. It's writers with the S, writers, word, shop, online at gmail.com. Writers, word, shop, online at gmail.com.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And she says, let me see. So that's how you submit it. Yeah. And she doesn't say anything specific, only for the pictures. I'm sorry.
What's your name?
Well, her name is Sarita, but just send it to Writers Wordshop online at gmail.com. Goes directly to her.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone said I'll be singing, Nate. I'm going to be singing on Sunday for at 4 o'clock up at Fort Hunter.
Oh, nice.
Berhard, how you ever say his name? It's a Unity Day thing where he has all the different, religions there coming.
That's wonderful. Yeah. And that's going to be at Fort Hunter?
Yeah. 4
okay,
o'clock.
So yeah, we may try to make it up today. He's been doing that for years. He's with the Baha'i faith. Yeah, he does a great job. Yeah, very interactive for all religions. Yeah, good stuff. Well, yeah, great. I hope to hear you sing. Yeah. Okay. So how much time? We have a few more minutes left here. Sister Queenie, did you want to do another poem for us?
Yes, I will. The poem I want to do is a little touchy, but because It's called Judge Me Not. You'll get it, but it's just for me, it could be a tearjerker. So just send me some hugs through the screen if that happens to happen. Because like I said, I was having a hard time. Then after that, you're trying to find your way within church or within some type of spirituality or whatever. So this is just my experience I had too with trying to find some help in the outside world and how that can be difficult. So this is called Judge Me Not.
We're good.
I was taught, take what you want instead of ask and you shall receive. Yes, I used to steal. Yes, I used to cheat. I was taught hustle at night instead of pray and be still. Yes, I'll pimp a man and use a dear friend. I was taught lying is a must instead of the truth shall set you free. Yes, I'll put up a front and misuse your trust. See, I was taught fake it till you make it instead of work hard to appreciate it. Yes, I'll cut corners and lie to get what I want. I was taught spend and don't save instead of planning for your future. Yes, I was a leech running from my responsibilities. See, I know where I came from and who I used to be. Now that I'm changing, folks don't want to see me free. To look at me is to see a sinner, and a sinner I'll always be. But what I do not need is overcritical church folks passing judgment on me. See, those poisonous people are making a fellowship and experience difficult, intense. Because every time I walk past a pew, they analyzing my wardrobe, checking out the designer of my shoe. I can't properly get into my prayer without hearing the snickers and feeling the stares. And while I'm trying to focus on the message, which happens to be spread more love than hate, you don't think I just saw you put an empty envelope in the collection plate? And Sister Loud shout, always running your mouth. Didn't I just hear you in the ladies' room on your cell phone gossiping about how good the preacher smells and he looked delicious in what he got on? And secretly, you've been seeing a married man who's a keyboardist in the band and married to your best friend. You think you qualified to tell me if I'm gonna make it to heaven. An old deacon brother, man of God, professing you want to be my mentor and coach me and guide me to the gates. It'll just take a nominal fee of my tasty cakes. And we can start today. I just have to meet you on both knees back in the pastor study. See, I know I'll commit sins and that'll probably always be. And there's no way I'm saying my sins are smaller than yours. I just don't understand why you're doing all your dirt in the house of the Lord. See, I thought the idea was to have to go into the outside world fighting negative temptation. But when I come to a sacred place, the devil's sitting up in the kitchen. To look at me is to see a sinner, and a sinner will always be. But what I do not need is overcritical church folk passing judgment on me, because I know God loves me, especially since I can most associate myself with Peter. There have been more than 3 occasions I told Jesus I didn't trust him because he moved too slow. I did not need him. I could do it on my own. But see, he did not leave me when I went into convulsions, snorting too much coke. He let me rise again when I was driving drunk and I hit the phone post. And when I could not breathe because my lover's hands were choking me, he shared his breath. He asked me, did I want to believe or continue to be selfish? See, I was acting like Thomas. I was doubtful and skeptic. I told Jesus to prove himself. Instead, he put me to test. Instead of walking on water, I saved myself because I was Jacob, tricking myself out of my addictions. Addicted to being broke, was already broke as a joke, being a fool, telling jokes for hope, and God still broke me. But it was not my hip, it was my foot. He said if I could just take one step towards him, he changed my name to Queen, Miss Queen, if you can recognize growth. And I was also taught the way to shut the naysayers down is to speak the word of God. And suddenly I sing a psalm. See, hear me speedily, O Lord, my spirit faileth. Hide not thy face from me unless I be like them that go down into the pit. Cause me to hear your loving kindness in the morning, for in thee do I trust. Cause me to know the way wherein I shall walk, for I lift up my soul unto thee. So deliver me.
You're muted. You're muted.
So to all you overcritical church folk, no weapon you form for harm will touch me. No curt comments you make can cut me. And no corny caucus you compile can discredit me. Cause to look at me is to see a sinner, and the sinner I'll always be. But why don't you try seeing the God in me? Ashe, amen. Child chicken.
That was
beautiful. Yep, excellent piece of work.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I don't know how I got muted, you guys. I must have hit my finger on the keyboard.
That was the devil. You know the devil's busy. Come on now.
They trying to do me in.
The devil's like, what?
That was absolutely beautiful.
It was. It was
Thank
powerful. Yeah.
I'm having trouble still trying to find, your group home, your spiritual people, when you come to a new city, because I'm new here in Dallas. So it has been tough.
Yeah.
And I'm in the, where I'm at, I'm kind of in this Bible belt down here. So it's a little bit different from being on the East Coast to being here with TD Jakes and Joel's and just all of the people. All it's just very tough.
Yeah, TD Jakes he's in that area.
Yes, he's the Potter's house is out here. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Powerful.
Nice.
Good stuff. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for sharing that because it was very raw, very real. And touched so much, man. Ooh, my goodness.
I could hear the pain and I could see the joy. So many things in that poem. I could feel it. It was really touching.
Yes.
All the elements of a life experience, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Of course, Dr. Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
well, listen,
Monday, come by the Johnson's event hall. If you happen to be out that way in Philly, and just support the sister and support the women's veterans. And, she's going to be doing it again every year, I hope. So just to put that out there because it's, not known.
Did you mention the branch that you served in and how long and that kind of good stuff?
I'm in the best branch, which is going to be blue. That's going to be Air Force. So I was in the Air Force for 8 years and I was a civil engineer. So I also got smarts.
Go ahead now. Yeah, that's fantastic. Good. Okay.
So when is the program in Philly?
It's on Monday. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
11. I know that's rough. It's kind of a holiday, but not, so y'all will be at work and stuff. So.
And that's not celebrated widely throughout the country, is it?
It's not it's not nationally recognized, even though it was signed. Well, it's been 175 to be celebrating the 75th year when it was signed. It was an integration act, and what was supposed to do is just honor the women that have been facing unique challenges, and we know what unique challenges means. And so there's only 9 states that even recognize it like this. So it's up to each state to say what they want to do about it.
Good stuff. Okay. We learned something tonight.
Yes.
We learned something every
Yes, we
day.
did.
Absolutely. Wow. So good stuff. Well, listen, I know we're going to run out of time here in Brazil. Is there anything happening up in the New York area that you want to lift up? Tell us about up there in the Big Apple. Okay. No?
Just trying to keep away from the dust because the whole place was black.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You know that Harrisburg yesterday, they said, made the news that we went up to 491.
91.
We were
the worst.
Yep.
Worst in
the worst in the what?
Yeah, cold purple.
Yeah, purple. There you go.
Cold purple.
Yeah.
For once, it wasn't blamed on Black.
I missed that. Say it again.
For once, it wasn't blamed on Black.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, blamed it on purple.
Yeah, this time they put it on purple.
They figured out a way though. It's
second. Right. Yeah. But
good stuff. But listen, brother Chris, anything coming up that we need to know about? I know we have a couple more minutes, but can you tell us if there's anything that we missed tonight that you know of that's coming up?
No, sir. You covered the Writers' Workshop. You covered Juneteenth. Nothing else that I know of off of hand. I enjoyed myself tonight. Great job, Queen. Great job. Good to see you, Miss Wendy, Miss Lizelle. Look forward to seeing you in Harrisburg. And Nan, good to see you as well.
Yeah, thank you.
And by the way, if someone wanted to get a program on The Voice, how do they do it?
I'll just simply give us a call. Again, 717-889-7181, Or again, you can check us out on our fan page on Facebook, The Voice 17104 Harrisburg, PA. Or ask Dr. Nate how to get a hold of us, or stop by 2219 North 5th Street, Uptown Harrisburg.
I'd be more than happy to let you know how to do it. Okay, well, listen, everybody, thank you so much. I enjoyed this night too. This was excellent. Again, hats off. Thank you, Dr. Maurice Henderson. He didn't come on tonight, but he brought us two dynamic speakers, and Queen, I keep saying Queenie and Queen, and also into Demir. Thank you, my brother. He was on earlier, and there's some good stuff going on all around. Thank you, Lizelle. So good to see you. Thank you, Nanette. Thank you, Wendy, and also Ro. I know Ro had to check her. Ro moving to DC. Yep. Come on now. You know.
She done left us.
She's still gonna stay in the fold. I'll see you guys. I'll see you ladies on next time. Okay. Have a great night.
Everybody take care. Have a blessed weekend.
Okay. Real good. Give me a call.